Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Storm Elin on Saturday night had winds of 60 miles per hour. That was strong enough to break one of the blades on the wind turbines. Lying in the field is the piece that broke off. Originally, there were 10 wind turbines that stood here. They were built in 1992 and they were one of the first wind farms to be built in the UK. The original 10 were dismantled in 2014 and replaced with 2 taller, more efficient ones. I've just had Andrew from the BBC come over and ask me if he could interview me as to why I'm filming them. Because apparently it's unusual for a woman to be filming a broken wind turbine. So he asked could he interview me, and I felt very guilty at saying no. Luckily, somebody else pulled up in a car and they were quite willing to give him an interview. In the trees behind me is this beautiful buzzard, just waiting for its next meal, I think. Now I've moved on to West Somerton. The Staithe here is reserved for residents of Somerton and Winterton, but along the path is the main river. There's tape across the pathway today blocking the entrance, so fortunately I can't go down there and show you. As beautiful as it is here with all the colours of autumn, let's move on to Horsey and we'll have a look here, and I'll take you around to the Mere and show you that as well. And there are a couple of thatched boat sheds that are quite pretty. Old, but very pretty. Horsey Wind Pump was built in 1912 by Dan England. Over the years it has survived floods, a lightning strike, a collapse, storms and gale force winds. The name Horsey means Horse Island. It's thought Horsey was originally a stud or a grazing area for horses. The death rate was high in Horsey as insects carried fen plague, also known as marsh malaria. There were only 7 cottages and a farmhouse, as no one wanted to live there. It was still an island in those days and was often flooded for most of the year. Now in the 21st century, it's an active tourist destination. Horsey Mere and the wind pump are both owned by the National Trust. The mere covers an area of 200 acres and it's 1.5 metres deep. I think it's about time I take you down to the Horsey Mere viewpoint now. So first of all, if I just walk back a little way, you'll see I've walked over by the cafe, down to the wind pump, and you can cross there where the water is, and then you have to walk along the paths to get to the group of trees down at the end. Nestled in amongst the reeds on the opposite side of the river is another boat shed. But here you are, this is the viewing area, looking out over onto the Mere. I was going to go left, and then I changed my mind and went right. Before trying to be very arty and show you the wind pump between the trees. I do make myself laugh at some of the things I decide to do. Look, here I go. I'm going to go this side. Actually, no, wait a minute. Let's go the other side. Now, anybody else would have cut this out of their video, but I don't think it hurts to show you the trials and tribulations of filming for YouTube that happen along the way. No highly polished videos from me. Not like some people do. I mean, some videos people make are just spectacular. I think I just prefer mine to be more natural, really. You know, and if that means there's mistakes included, well then, so be it. You know, we can't, well, I don't know how many hours some people must do on their videos. I already take hours and hours to make mine. You have no idea. So what they must be doing, it must take them a whole week to make one video. While I was filming the long-tailed tits, in the distance I could hear an aeroplane. Didn't think anything of it. And then it got louder, and as I turned round, it felt as though it was right beside me. So, of course, that sort of spooked me because I'm not in the right settings, as you can see, and then it goes all juddery. Oh my goodness, dreadful. But it was very close. Anyway, as a better plane comes up next, or not necessarily next, but soon. Now, I don't know if this is new, but this is where the boat trip goes from for Lady Anne. So I've never noticed that pole there before. Here you are. Here's the other plane I mentioned. I had a look on the well-known website for aviation, and it said that the plane had come from Liverpool. So I thought, oh, and looking at the direction of it, it's obviously going to France, as that looked where it was headed. Next thing, back it comes. And then it turns round and it goes off again. I think he'd just flown down to have a look at the Norfolk Broads. How lovely is that? A day trip to Horsey. So, off he goes again, and he'll come back, don't worry. Here he is. Made me laugh because when I zoomed in on the window, I'll try and do it for you, but when I zoomed on the window, well, it's not very good footage there, there's a bag in one of the windows, so he's obviously been shopping, or it says lunch or whatever. It's picking up those sort of details that I just love about my camera. Absolutely brilliant on zoom. Well, thank you for joining me on today's little walk and tour around Blood Hills to see the wind turbine, then to West Somerton Staithe, and then Horsey. I hope you've enjoyed it. As you probably gathered from the last couple of weeks, I'm trying to go around and film some of the places I go to less often. It just gives me a new interest or something to see rather than being at the same place all the time. And when there's so few boats about, it is really difficult to film. So to be lucky enough to have this plane keep going backwards and forwards, clearly having a look at the Broads and possibly the flooding. I mean, he must get a brilliant view from up there. That just makes my day, really. It's lovely to have something interesting. Well, I find the plane interesting. I'm not sure what you all think. But anyway, take care of yourselves, and I'll be back again very soon. Bye for now.